Welcome back to another episode of Events, Times, and Dates. June 2nd, 2021, the second week for the ad in the Epic Times newspaper. June 7th, 2021, I wrote notes to try to draft laws. June 8th, 2021, a returned letter today. It makes the third, most likely where the person may not be in office anymore. June 9th, 2021, third week for the ad in the Epic Times newspaper. June 10th, 2021, my phone dinged as if I had a message. It's my niece Jen. She wrote, "Hi Aunt Em, you should go check out the comments on the cemetery page for the post I made. The daughter of one lady that is buried in the cemetery is commenting." I had missed two video calls from this same woman. I wrote to her, "You may call me at," and I left my phone number. I kept trying to answer the video calls and it wouldn't let me. 8:14 p.m. the woman called. We had a lengthy conversation this evening. June 12th, 2021, 2:38 p.m. I messaged the woman and I sent her a picture. 6:53 p.m. I haven't heard back from the woman yet, but I will use her tip and hire a professional photographer. June 16th, 2021, fourth week for the ad in the Epic Times newspaper. In early July, they buried someone in Babyland 6 West next to the big headstone. July 10th, 2021, 10:33 a.m. My phone rang. It's the woman. I answered. I said, "Hello." The woman said, "Hi, Emily. Are you busy?" I said, "No, not at all." She said, "I'm at the cemetery and the area is a mess. I had listened to your story and wanted to get a view of what the area looks like. I want to try to prove you wrong." I said, "Yes, I know." The woman said, "Looking at this, you know as I know, I am not going to be able to do that, prove you wrong." The woman said, "And another thing, the mosquitoes out here, my legs are eaten up, and you know why. The standing water." It still had water laying on the ground in the area. 7:33 p.m. I looked up reporters' names in Detroit, Michigan, some photographer names, and a web producer. September 12th, 2021, I sent my niece Shelby a message. I first sent the post her friend had posted. September 22nd, 2021, 8:40 a.m. I receive an unexpected message, but it's a good message. The photographer, the man I had reached out to in another state to help me overlay some pictures. September 23rd, 2021, the photographer's photo for the overlay. It's October 13th, 2021, 10:01 a.m. I receive a message from the photographer. He sent a video of the reenactment picture I had done from 2008 to 2020. October 27th, 2021, Jen looked up the information for a reporter in Detroit, his address, phone number, and email address. November 5th, 2021, 9:17 a.m. Jen messaged with the information of the reporter, an email address, front desk telephone number, and the address. November 6th, 2021, we are planning a trip to Michigan. November 11th, 2021, we drove to Michigan to talk to a reporter. We had to leave the state to try to get some help from outsiders. November 16th, 2021, 9:46 a.m. Carla, my great niece, Jen, my niece, and I went to KFOR in Detroit, Michigan. We couldn't get in because of the COVID virus, so I left a message for him to contact me, and we waited. November 17th, 2021. I decided to write a brief letter to the reporter and send the overlay picture. 11:17 a.m. After I read the letter to Jen and she sent the flash drive of the video of the overlay picture, I sent the email to the reporter. 12:30 p.m. their first response from the reporter. November 19th, 2021. We left the Detroit area. November 21st, 2021. Sunday evening. 5:56 p.m. I took a chance and emailed the reporter. Jen looked up information for a little girl's headstone to let her parents, grandparents know of the cut marks around her headstone. One lived in Oklahoma and one lived in Tennessee. I didn't know if they were for sure them, but I took a chance at sending a letter and a few pictures. November 28, 2021, 9 o'clock a.m. I sent the reporter an email. January 11th, 2022, 10:44 a.m. I looked for news stations around the state of Oklahoma. January 16th, 2022, 10:56 a.m. A young woman found a case packet in the back seat of a rental car. January 18th, 2022, 12:53 p.m. I sent the reporter a short version of the story. January 25th, 2022, nothing back from the reporter. March 2nd, 2022, I wrote out a story for emails I plan to send. March 7th, 2022, 3:45 p.m. My sister-in-law Gail sent me a message. She informed me she gave the young woman my phone number so we could talk about the cemetery. She asked did she want me to leave the case file with the young woman and me to send her one. I agreed to sending her one. March 10th, 2022, 6:17 p.m. My sister-in-law Gail messaged. She wrote, "This is the young woman's business card and work number." She sent a business card. March 22nd, 2022, 8:45 a.m. I had a message from the young woman, the girl that found the envelope in the rental car. March 23rd, 2022, 9:16 a.m. I wrote to the young woman. I have traveled to Michigan to talk to a reporter, and he said I had to stay 1,000 miles close to me in Oklahoma. Michigan is out of the running to help. I'm from Michigan and thought going home someone there would help. They couldn't, but thought they could give me a lead. I just need that one right person. And thank you so much for contacting me. I have a hard time expressing this story because I break down talking about it. 1:32 p.m. the young woman wrote, "Have you reached out to the Consumer Protection Division with no luck too?" I wrote, "No, I haven't, never heard of it." I did reach out to our Attorney General with a response of, "He's not my personal attorney." 1:36 p.m. the young woman sent me a form. I filled out the form she sent me yesterday. When I was done with it, I slipped it in a gold envelope with the short case file, the case packet that the young woman had found. I finished getting the paperwork in the envelope and it is ready to mail. Mailed it also. April 2nd, 2022. I received a letter from the Attorney General's office with Moore Cemetery, Oklahoma, and a case number. April 7th, 2022. The city of Moore called. 3:06 p.m. I had missed the call. 3:23 p.m. I listened to the voicemail. April 8, 2022. 2:04 p.m. I called the city back. There was no answer. The lady that called didn't call me back and I didn't leave a message. April 18th, 2022, 10:36 a.m. I receive a letter from the Attorney General's office. I had a letter from the city too. The Attorney General's letter was letting me know the city is saying they don't know who I am. I read the letter of response from the city. Not only they don't know me, they also said I have no family members in that cemetery. I have two, my granddaughter in question and my grandson. April 22nd, 2022, 2:44 p.m. I got paper and pen and sat down to write the letter to our Attorney General's office. April 25th, 2022, mailed the packet to the Attorney General's office, certified mail, to sign for. May 5th, 2022, we went to the cemetery. It's still flooding. May 10th, 2022, 5:12 p.m. Madison looked up the tracking number of the case file that was sent to the Attorney General's office. It was delivered and signed for on Tuesday, April 26, 2022 at 10 a.m. May 26, 2022, 1 month since the Attorney General had the case file. May 27, 2022, 6:16 p.m. I receive a letter from the Attorney General's office. I have the receipt where I sent it and the email receipt of where someone picked it up. April 26, 2022, 10 a.m. signed by D. White. I asked her to call this morning, and if we get no response today, I will call her tomorrow. May 30th, 2022, 9:48 a.m. My niece Jen called. A lady answered and Jen was switched to another line and was able to leave a message with my phone number. No one called me back today. June 1st, 2022, 10:41 a.m. I called the phone number. It rang and rang and rang. It rang for 2 minutes. I know that because I wrote down the time when I called, and when I had hung up from no one answering, I looked at the clock and it was 2 minutes later. I couldn't even leave a message. 2:04 p.m. I called the Attorney General's office again. A lady answered and she switched me over to another lady and a recording came on, as it did yesterday for Jen. I did leave a message. No returned call. June 2nd, 2022, 1:24 p.m. I'm working on my timeline and the phone rang. I answer. A lady asked to talk to me. I told her it was her. She called to tell me they didn't receive any packet from me. June 5th, 2022. I copied the letters I received. I had a few papers that needed to be copied, and I also did that. I copied all papers and got them together. June 6, 2022. 8:03 a.m. I put the papers in order and in a paper clip of order they go in, put it in an envelope and addressed it. I sealed it and put it in the car to not have it in the house when I'm not here. June 7th, 2022. My great niece Carla isn't able to take it and drop it off today, but said she'd do it tomorrow morning. The case file at the Attorney General's office. June 8, 2022. It was pouring down rain this morning, raining extremely hard. I went back and forth about getting the second file to the Attorney General's office this afternoon. Of course, after it was done raining. 1:24 p.m. my phone rang. It was from an unknown number. I answered it. A lady asked to talk to Emily McMahon. I told her this was her. She said, I have your packet. I said, you have it? She called me back after taking it to who it belonged to. 11:33 a.m. my phone rang, and it's a woman. I answered. She said, Emily? I said, yes, She said, the packet is now in the right hands. Since June 8, 2022, I've been waiting. June 14th, 2022, I heard and saw a news segment on TV. It was about a cemetery in Beep, Oklahoma, that a lady buried her father and now has to move him because they buried him in the wrong spot. She was letting the public know because she wanted to know if she could stand in when they dug him up and be there when they buried him in his new resting place. I listened. It got late and I went to bed. June 15th, 2022, 6:53 a.m. I opened my eyes and I couldn't get the news segment off of my mind. I went back and forth about the segment. 7:52 a.m. I called News 25. Beep answered. June 17th, 2022. I have not heard anything from anyone. July 5th, 2022. I have not heard anything yet, but the 30 days will be over on July 8th, 2022. July 18th, 2022. 10:52 a.m. I went to the mailbox to receive a letter from the Attorney General's office. The city has a response and their response to my legal documents. July 19th, 2022. My sister Susie and I talked of building a podcast. We Zoomed each other a couple times to get it set up and ready for me to practice recording. The young lady that found the envelope in the rental car is also still helping. A great deal of help, and thank you for that. July 22nd, 2022. The introduction to the podcast has been written. July 27th, 2022. I worked on putting pictures on a flash drive and descriptions of pictures to send to my sister Susie. July 29th, 2022. I practiced and practiced recording. I recorded 2 weeks of episodes. August 12th, 2022. First part, episode 1, aired tonight at 8 p.m. I started Megan's story tonight on the podcast, and it ended 4 months later telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth until December 2022. Back to August 31st, 2022, my brother, Shelby, my niece, and her friend, Rory, visited from Indiana, and we all visited the cemetery. Shelby wanted to view the cemetery for herself, and so did my brother. Rory mentioned plot markers, and we looked around for plot markers in Babyland 6 West. Shelby noticed indent marks in the grass near a headstone in Babyland 6 West, and the indents matched up to a plot marker that was located in another area of the same cemetery. But the plot marker was not there and hasn't been there before where the indent marks were in the grass. Shelby posted the indent marks in the grass that matched the plot marker indent at the cemetery and on the cemetery cover up page. September 3rd, 2022. I took pictures of an indent mark in the grass and took a picture of a plot marker, and it does match the indents in the grass, but still no plot marker where the indents in the grass were, and wasn't any plot marker located in pictures before Shelby found the indent marks in the grass. The parts and episodes were told on Emily's podcast, Tribute to All Little Angels, found on Spotify, Amazon Music, some Samsung Podcast, Podcast Index Audible, Listen Notes, RSS.com Community, iHeartRadio, and Google Podcast. January 4th, 2023. I recorded the events, times, and dates. Please listen. Take into consideration the story and what if it were your loved one. I appreciate the ones who have reached out in concern. Now, someone please reach out to help get this fixed for everyone involved that doesn't have a voice. I'm their voice. You are their voice. Thank you for listening. A reminder, I do have pictures from year to date. I have the video from the afternoon of November 26, 2019, and that too also matches the pictures taken at the same time frame from the same afternoon. I have reenacted pictures that also match pictures taken prior to the flooding in 2015. The overlay picture also matches the south tree south of the east and west street. Someone please sit with me. Take a look at the pictures and or video. And yes, I may be distraught at times to get the story out there, but who wouldn't be if it was your loved one?